It's Allie here at South by Southwest for the final day, and we're here to see the Summer of '69. So stick around. We're going to talk to some hopefully really cool people. Congratulations on the film. We're so excited to see it. I'm such a fan of yours. I actually saw you at Moon Tower Comedy Festival.
You did at this exact theater. Oh my God.
Yeah, no,
that was the scariest show of my life.
Really?
I didn't know how big the theater was, and I had Amazon that JoJo Siwa costume.
Oh my God.
And it came in like that day, and I had it really like workshopped. I thought I was just gonna like try some new bits, and I didn't realize like how big of the theater it was. But you guys were a good luck charm, because then like a month later that whole JoJo Siwa thing went on the show.
No, I felt so cool because I was like, oh my God, I saw it first.
Yeah.
But first of all, congratulations on the film. I'm so excited to see it.
Thank you.
I did hear in another interview you said you had to do like, or you decided to do a lot of like prep for this. Like, classes and stuff. Can you walk me through that?
Yeah, I was like, okay, so I get to be like snatched and hot, and they'll pay for it. Basically, like sometimes you have a lawyer, and I've never really put my lawyer to work so much until it was like getting contracts for this movie. So he worked out hair extensions and pole lessons.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I did that. Sometimes we were remote, so it was like a laptop and our legs were like this.
That would be so interesting.
I'm glad that wasn't recorded because I have a lot of like crotch on crotch. But it was a dream.
Yeah. I know you guys got to do a lot of improv throughout this. Was there one part that you were really happy you learned to make it in, or that you don't know if it made it in, but are hoping?
You know, there's a few spots. I know that there's one scene in Abby's bedroom where we kind of just like screwed around and goofed off so much in that scene, and I'm really interested to see what made it and what didn't. I know a couple little jokes that made it that Jillian told me about, but there's some fun stuff. I know there were some like googly eyes like sitting on the counter somewhere in the room that I was like, I'm gonna find a way to work those in. So I'm excited to see if they made it.
This is your first feature film, so congratulations.
Thank you.
It's huge that the first one's at South by.
I mean, it's insane.
Oh my God,
all the time.
Well, I just would love to hear what it was like jumping into your first feature and getting to do so much improv, I've heard, and like what that experience was.
I mean, so intimidating. And I went to like drama high school and I hated improv. We would do like the games, like freeze.
I feel like I'd be so bad at freeze.
Yeah, I like freeze up, and it gets like really. Yeah, it was not my strong suit, but like these brilliant improvisers were just kind of like my rock. And they were my safety net. They're all like, well, if you fall, we'll catch you. So then I was all like, maybe I'll try falling.
No, I love that. First of all, congratulations. We're both so excited to see this.
Are you guys coming today?
Yes. We are.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
I know this is your directorial debut, right? I guess I want to know, like, what made you want to make this your first story to direct?
Honestly, the female friendship of the film. I grew up with a sister who is 5 years older than me. She is still my best friend. She's my producing partner. We live together. We're pretty enmeshed. But I was sort of like, I love the idea of a coming of age story for two different ages that aren't so far apart. You know, I feel like we have sort of the like hacks of television. You know, but what is the story where it's like 10-year age gap and that feeling that you have to know and be something and like rush into certain moments of your life instead of just taking it easy and having a good friend by your side to help you through it.
You know, I love that. I saw in your South by interview earlier this morning also that you guys said it's a coming of age film for every age, which I just think is so cool because, you know, like so many coming of ages is like high school, but like I'm in my early 20s.
Yes.
I still feel like I have nothing figured out.
I just turned 40 and now it's into the like, when are you having the baby? Have a baby as quickly as possible. And I just think the pressure of it is just overwhelming, and we need to have like a moment to be like, how are you doing? Are you okay? Let's just be friends that hang out and support each other.
What is something that you're most excited for audiences to see in this film?
I think it's a dynamic between Chloe Fineman and Sam Morales. The two leads, they couldn't be more opposite with different opposing worldviews. Then together you realize they have so much in common, and this found sisterhood, which I think speaks a bit to the filmmaker Jillian Bell and her sister Brianna, that comes full circle, and it sort of speaks to a lot of people in their life right now in the world, which is we can be different, we can be going through different stuff, but just connect, talk. You'll find a middle ground. You'll go forward.
Do you have a favorite memory from filming? Because I know it was like a smaller cast, and you guys were in Syracuse, right?
We were in Syracuse, Liverpool, New York, which is like the smallest little town you've ever seen in your life. It was so fun. I think probably my most like memorable moment was the first time that we were in the strip club, and I was just visiting on set that day. I wasn't working, and I brought bananagrams. I don't know if anyone knows what bananagrams is. I love bananagrams. Such a good game. But we played bananagrams on the floor of a strip club, which was very fun. On the stage of the strip club, like right by the pole. And I was like, I think this will be the only day of my life where I will ever play bananagrams or a board game on the stage of a strip club.
You might be the only person to ever do that.
You know, it would not shock me if that's the first time. It wouldn't shock me.
You might have a world record. The first and only.
You know what? Let's someone call Guinness right now.
Okay, I'll get him on the phone.
Yeah.
There was a big emphasis on like let's hang out on the weekends, so we would barbecue on the weekends, we would play Mafia on the weekends. There was one time when we went on a boat, like a pontoon boat, and like swam out into one of these beautiful lakes, and I went swimming, and I'm an awful swimmer, so I guess it's a favorite, and also the one that I remember the most because I almost drowned. Because I can swim in a pool because there's a wall and there's the ground. But like in a lake, there's no ground.
Oh my god,
It's deep.
Oh my god.
I was like but it was still a fun time, and I do so enjoy being in a body of water.
Well, if you have time, go check out Lake Travis over
Right.
here.
It's beautiful.
You have
so
to.
beautiful.
You have
here.
to. Yeah. Can you tell us about any like fun stunts that you got to coordinate for this? Like really excited made it into the film?
Yeah, so there was actually some dancing and cheerleading. In my background's gymnastics, and so I was able to work with Travis Wall, the dance choreographer, to help that happen. I taught this guy a backflip on it, and he got to do it, so that was really good. But the majority of the stunts were driving stunts, actually. So I got to coordinate a lot of driving stunts, which was really awesome. And I was telling them earlier that we got to choreograph some driving sequences that were funny. So like, you can coordinate a driving sequence all you want, but then when you have to bring in the comedy aspect of it, it's just a whole nother thing that's just so much fun.
No, that's so.
And we were able to work with really old cars, which was also really fun.
My God.
But also hard because you have to, like with the manual cars, like they would get tired. They're old. So we would have to make sure they would still keep running. Like when we were building the ramps for them to jump the curb, like make sure they're not bottoming out because they're older. So there were a lot of things that we had to think of.
All things I would not think of, and then I'd destroy the car. No, that's really cool. We're getting to see it after this, and we're really excited. We just think it's such a strong cast, and like
it is.
I'm so excited. I didn't know. I wasn't expecting so much stunt work, so I'm so excited to see that. That's gonna be so cool.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Gosh. I love your name in this, Santa Monica. I also heard in an interview you said like Pink Pony Club would play like when you were getting ready. What songs did you maybe like to listen to get into character?
It was the summer of Pink Pony Club, and all of us were like, oh, Santa Monica.
Okay, great impression.
You know, and we were just like in the strip club. It was crazy. It was extreme. And I had my like little shoes, like chapel. It was perfect. I feel like all the music I pitched was really dirty. But that's kind of what inspires me.
We can get a Chloe cut.
And honestly, I will say, I feel like the guys behind American High guys just did a movie with Matt Rife, a hip hop festival movie, and Sexy Red is like posing with our producer. So I was like, okay, well, I introduced you to Sexy Red, sir.
You're like, I kind of started that. Were there any songs that were in your head when you were bringing the story to life that you kind of wanted to match that energy or anything?
Yeah, a lot of them are in, which is great. But Summer of '69 was one of them, and we didn't get the rights to it because Bryan Adams was all for it, but he co-wrote it with someone who was like hell-bent that it was about 1969, not the sexual position, so we lost it. But it was for the opening title sequence. We got such a fun song for the opening title sequence. It feels like it was written for the movie, so I'm excited for you to get to see that.
Oh, I'm so excited. I know that you guys tried to get the Summer of '69, like the song in this, but it was a bit of a struggle. Are there any songs that you're really happy made it into the film, or any that you associated with it?
Brian Adams is a friend,
Yeah.
and we were always working on this. And the song was great. We put it in, and then, like a lot of films or artistic mediums, you lose it, right? And you're like, now what? And then Brianna Bell, one of the producers, found a replacement song. And when you watch the movie, and I'm dying to hear your thoughts on it, you're like, that's the song that should have always been there.
Oh, cool.
And that rarely happens.
Yeah.
But when it does, you're like, why were we ever thinking about using a song that our parents know when there's a contemporary version of the song that's just so loud, speaks to the film, and it just offers that, like, sit back, this is going to be a ride. So we got lucky on that, but it's been a ride.
No, I love that. I feel like sometimes you hear songs and you're like, this is made for this film, or this is made for this show, or specific characters to where,
Music is so intertwined.
Yeah.
We were working on a modest budget, so we couldn't go huge, but oftentimes those restrictions lead to creative discoveries, and you find yourself, to your point, saying, this should always be here.
Yeah.
And when you see the opening credits, you're like, did someone write this song for this movie? And you're like, no, it existed. It's on Spotify, and we found it. So
That's amazing. Okay, well, I'm really excited to learn what it is when we get to see it later.
That's the fun.
Yeah, okay. My final question, with summer coming up and this being the summer of '69, is there a song of the summer that you're hoping blows up, or one that's going to be your song of the summer?
Watch the credits.
Okay.
I think that could pop.
Okay.
That could pop. And then there's a great band called Pop Noir that did some songs for us that you're like, that could hit too. Yeah.
What songs do you think you could relate to your character or to the film that you really enjoy?
Songs I could relate to my character. Gosh, that's such a good question. I always I'm like, oh, I'm so prepared for any question thrown at me, except that one. That's such a good one. I think what's a good like Max song? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That's such a hard question. That's so good. There's so many to choose from. But what's one of my favorite? Let me think of one of my favorite songs. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe any Noah Kahn song.
Okay, I love Noah Kahn. That's
Season
great.
of the Sticks. I know it's summer.
Yeah.
I know it's summer. We're in the summer.
Yeah.
But Season of the Sticks, great song. I feel like Noah Kahn's music just makes me feel like. And Max is very he's a chill
Maybe
guy.
like She Calls Me Back.
Yes,
Okay,
so good. I love it. Thank you. We love you, Noah. We love you, Noah.
Our final question. I know that Summer of '69 it is a take on the song. Is there any song that you could relate to your character?
Oh my gosh. Any song that I could relate to my character? Oh, I made a playlist for her, but I love that. And now I've forgotten everything. So it really is, I guess. Oh, you know what? It's from Heartstopper.
Oh my god.
But it's totally like, well, why am I like this? Why am I that one? It's so Abby. It's also so just high school.
I love that.
Blur.
I love that. First of all, congratulations. This was so fun getting to meet you. I'm obsessed with this outfit. By the way. Thank you. So gorgeous. But
Actually, no. Let me change my answer. "Touch and Go" by Adam Melcher.
Oh,
that was my song in senior year, because there was this line that's all like, take your life at 17 and turn it upside down, but all the walls you've built don't make a house. And I'm like, at 17, I was just like, man, all the walls I built don't make a house. And I think that is also
I love that. Oh my gosh. Well, congratulations again. I'm gonna go listen to this song.
It's amazing. Listen to Adam Melcher. I love him.
Okay, and then for my final question, I know that Sam's character is really trying to get your attention the whole time. What do you think is the craziest thing you've ever done to get your crush's attention, or something you would advise people to not do?
I just think maybe just be yourself is like the most important thing. However, I will say I have had a moment, this was a very long time ago, where there was a girl, I was at the beach playing volleyball, and a friend of a friend walked up, and I knew who she was, and I was like, she is so cute. I am going to play my heart out in this game of volleyball. She was sitting on the side, and someone set me the ball, and I went up to spike it, and I swung so hard, and I missed so hard, and I swung so hard that I flipped over on my back, landed flat on my back, knocked the wind out of me, and I turned and made eye contact with her, and I was like,
Oh no.
we never spoke again. Never spoke again. So
you know what? That went better than I thought, because I thought you were gonna say maybe you spiked it too hard. And
no, God, no. Arguably worse. I missed completely. So
at least you didn't break her nose.
Yeah, that's true. true. Actually, maybe that's not worse. You're right.
I love that you came from acting, you've gone into directing. Is there any advice you have for the young
But I love
filmmakers?
the energy.
Honestly,
like, the whole city
it's so
vibrant.
basic, but it's just do it. My friend Brandon Dermer helped me. He's directed a ton
I
of
know,
videos
fingers
and a
crossed.
movie.
Because I'm trying to
and
hit
he said to me,
everything
he's like,
visual.
Julian,
I
I will
don't
not
know, this is
gatekeep.
the
I will
last
tell you
time.
every secret so that you don't feel like you don't know anything. You
I
know,
mean,
you've been on
so
over
just
40
think
sets,
about it.
like you know
But
what to do,
it's like
you know
a
how to tell a
2
story.
hours, sometimes, which
And
makes
so
sense
I think it's
because
just
they're so good
finding friends and shooting stuff on the weekend. Write something that's terrible that you'll regret and you won't show anyone, and just direct it. Or just tell stories, and then you'll build up to the big one.
Also, I really liked when you guys in the South by interview said that this is a coming of age film for multiple ages. Like with that, what do you hope audiences take away? And of course, it's like a laugh out loud comedy.
Of course.
Like there's no timeline. I feel like anybody who thinks they have to have anything figured out, honestly, until they're like maybe 55. No offense, 55. Like you're good. Yeah. Like I haven't frozen eggs. I'm not married. I don't own a home. I just don't quite own a car. I have a dog. That's it. Like we're going at our own. I mean, it's a
From the get, I
You're doing great. Hey, well, thank you so much.
so insane.
So cool to meet you.
Yeah, of course.
Congratulations. I can't wait to
Do you guys get to see it after?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, okay. Come and cool down.